So, I thought I'd make a content video for you guys today. Seems though my kitchen is in a mess. My content today, this isn't my life, this isn't what's gonna be there all the time, this is just this week's fun. Stihl FS 240C strimmer. Strung out along my kitchen. Great stuff. We've stripped it down. We've had a look at it. Worked out that someone's put some bad fuel in it. That's what that looks like. Bad fuel. And at the same time as putting bad fuel in it, they've started it on a cold day. And on that cold day, when the engine's just about started, they've gone like this. Brum, 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 brum. Guys, never do that to your petrol stuff. Never, ever, ever. If it's not starting, it's due to either the carburettor not taking enough fuel in, or air, and usually there's a valve on the top that'll control the air, or it might be your muffler or your exhaust that's blocked, but it's never going to be the answer pulling that. Never. What actually happens is as the piston's going up and down, as you're firing it over, pulling the cord, it's sparking and igniting above, blowing it back down. But if you're pulling on this, the fuel relay tells it how much fuel to have according to how much you pull that. So obviously you're then putting in excess amounts of fuel on top of the piston and they're not firing right, so hence the carbon build-up. So you're at that point anyway, you can hear it going pop, 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 and it's starting over, and you stick that on. What happens is you have a hot side and a cold side of the engine at this point. And if you don't let it sit there and warm up, even just for 30 seconds a minute, bear in mind this moves at 1000 RPM plus, so it's going to warm up pretty quick. What happens is your hot side versus your cold side, you end up with a force reaction, so it pushes it over to the contracted side because it's cold. And then you end up with the score. Let's see if we can get a focus on that. The rings are moving on this side, but they've been welded in on that side. And it ends up ruining the cylinder head and everything. The reality is now, that's £100 fix. If you want to buy the original part from Stihl, brand new, it's a £200 fix. There's a bit too much play in that conrod or the crankshaft, depending on how familiar you are with engines. So that's my task for today. Get that put back together. Tell my mate he's either got to replace that or throw it in the bin and learn from your lessons.